will use some verses saying that, you know, the Father is greater than I don't do any works except by my Father's will. You know, only the Father knows the last day, right? The problem is that in the concept of the Trinity, the three are equal. The three are one person, okay? And this is where I have a big, you know, problem. So maybe someone can clarify it to me. Maybe Gleen can clarify it to me. But the three are equal. They're one. In a very, you know, I can't really understand that way, but the three are one. But yet the three should have the same knowledge. People say, no, it doesn't have to. They're the same, but if they're the same in one God, then how can the one God split and have now not the same knowledge? People say, well, no, he's really trying to teach Jesus because he doesn't have knowledge of the last day. He's really trying to teach people an important lesson. Well, yeah, he is trying to teach people an important lesson, that the Father is greater than him, that God knows better, and he doesn't. He's just a slave. He's just a kid. He's the Word of God. He is God sent him as a messenger. He is one, and he's the same, on the same path that God sent him, and as all the other prophets. So this is what I, you know, came up by reading, you know. But unfortunately, whenever you know, it's amazing every time you talk with, you know, especially Christians, that no, they will say, no, that's not what he means. Let me tell you what he means, and he means this or that. It's you know, very you know, it's not literal, you know. But then when I asked him for some proof whether you know, Jesus is God, he says, I am the Father are one. I'm like, hold on. So everything that I give you when it says the Father is greater than I is supposed to be, you know, just a figure of speech, or, you know. But when I and the Father are one, it's just very little. It means that he is God, you know. So it's very interesting that I'm sure a lot of the people are, you know, they have come upon these things, and it's very important as people of, you know, of truth, calling people to truth, that we should really know when we talk about these things. It's very important to understand the words, to go deep into the scriptures in understanding some of the issues, because even one word, subhanallah, can change the theology of things. Now, if you know, let's say you put aside the Father's greater than I, but you take I and the Father one. That's my proof, man. Look, he's so clear. Oh, now Jesus is God. Look, you take Gibor, you forget the word that's used for the devil, apply for the same thing, you say, no, mighty God, you put it with a big G, not a small g anymore. You know, that just that letter, just capitalizing it, done. It gives you proof now, you think it's God. But if you actually go deep into the scripture and you see, it's not the same. It's not the same word. Okay, so it makes it big, eliminates that as proof now. So again, we're taking the scholarly approach to studying things. So please, I guess my request towards everyone else, all the Christians out there, don't use that example anymore. I think it's very clear. So if you go and check yourself out for a translation, go to, again, as I said, to Isaiah 9:6, and then you can go to Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 4:4, see that devil is called God as well with the same word, give. So, inshallah, I think that we have to always be careful in knowing, and I'm actually, you know, asking, you know, the Christians to study the Greek and the Hebrew and the Aramaic, and to really go deep into it. You guys, I'm sure a lot of you, I know that you don't know how to read it or write it, or anything for that matter, to look it up in the dictionary. You just look at the words and in English back to it. Makes a big difference though. Alhamdulillah, as Muslims, maybe not everyone understands Arabic, but at least they know how to read. A lot of them know how to read. You would probably find a huge number, like I would say at least 60 to 70% of the Muslim population know how to read the Quran, and I think we're at a slight advantage over you from that matter. And again, applying all the standards to everyone, inshallah, and that's one thing that we have to do to do things properly, inshallah.